Okay, so today I'll be going through the 2024 Raffles Girls Primary WA2 for P5. So let's begin. Okay, question 1, convert 5 kg 20 grams to kg. Okay, first thing, let's convert this here to grams first. So 5 kg 20 grams. Remember, 1 kg is 1000 grams. So 5 kg will be 5000 and another 20 grams. Okay, so to convert this back into kg, your decimal place, right, you have to put it after the 5. Okay, so it will become this 0, right? In decimal place, all the extra zeros do not need to put. So I'll just leave it as 5.02 kg. Okay, so your answer for question 1 will be 5.02. All right. Question 2, round off 60.47 to 1 decimal place. So 60.47, you want to round off to 1 decimal place. This is your number in the 1 decimal place. You have to look at the number after that, which is 7. So 7, right, you have to round up. So 4 it goes up, it becomes 60.5. Okay, so it's a 5. Okay, let me write it better. Okay, 60.5, and that's our answer for question 2. Okay, question 3, write 8 tenths, 7 ones, 6 tenths, and 1,000th as a numeral. So this one here, 8 tenths, it will just be 80. 7 ones is just 7. 6 tenths, right, will be 1/10 is 0.1. All right, so 6 of it will be 0.6. And then 1,000th, it will be 0.001. Okay, take note, it's 3 decimal places. So if you add all of this together, okay, 80 plus 7 plus 0.6 plus 0.001, we will get our answer 87.6. Take note, this is the first decimal place. The second decimal place, there's nothing, so it's 0. And then at the third decimal place, it will be 1. All right, so the answer for question 3 will be 87.601. All right. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, let's do until 5A first. Later I will scroll down. Okay, for question 4, what percentage of the figure is shaded here? So for this one here, right, we have to do a bit of adjustments, like move, cut and paste for this figure. Okay, what I will do, first thing, right, this one here, this shaded figure here, I will move it over to here, okay, to form one complete shaded square. Okay, you look at this whole figure here. This whole figure, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares, right? They have actually cut this into 8 squares. So if I move this triangle here, it will form one shaded square. And then next, how about this part that is shaded? This part that is shaded, right? If you look at this whole rectangle here, okay, this whole rectangle actually is made out of 2 squares. This whole rectangle, half of it, okay, when this diagonal slanted means that half of this rectangle is shaded. This whole thing is 2 squares, so half of it will be 1 square. Okay, so this part that is shaded will also form another 1 square. This part here, just now I've moved over, it will form another 1 square. So total shaded, it will be 2. Total of this whole figure will be 8 squares. All right, so 2 out of 8, you want to find percentage is times 100%. Okay, so for this question, for this paper, you are able to use calculator, okay? But for faster calculation, this one you can simplify. Okay, so 2 out of 8, it will become 1 out of 4. Okay, 1 out of 4, 1 times 100, you will get 100. 100 divided by 4, you will get 25. Okay, so for question 4, it will be 25%. All right, let's move on to question 5A. Arrange the following decimals from the greatest to the smallest. Okay, so this one is 13.04, this is 13.4. This one, right? Since this is both of this is two decimal place, okay? For you to see better, I can change these to two decimal place as well. Okay, just add a zero behind, it will become 13.40. So looking at this three decimals, the largest one will be 13.41, followed by this 13.4, and then the smallest decimal will be 13.04. Okay? Okay, then we move on. Okay, in the number line, what is the value represented by x? Okay, first thing, to find questions like that, right? All this, we always have to look at the first number and the last number to find the difference between these two numbers first. Okay? And then we have to find between these two numbers how many intervals are there. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 intervals. Okay, the difference between these two numbers is 7.2 minus 7.1. I will get 0.1. Okay, so in order to find one interval, I will take, okay, wait, this is one interval. I'll take 0.1. I have to divide by 10. So divide by 10, right? You want to make it smaller divide, you have to shift the decimal one place to the left. Okay, so it becomes 0.01 for each interval. So this one you count is at the 7 interval, x is at the 7 interval. So we find 7 intervals. It will be 7 times 0.01. It will simply be 0.07. But please take note, x is not 0.07, okay? You have to add 0.07 to 7.1. So I will take 7.1 plus 0.07. X will be 7.17. Okay? That's my answer for question 5B, 7.17. Okay, so take note, always just find the difference between the two numbers and then you divide by how many intervals there are between the two numbers to find each interval. Okay, then if it's how many interval, you just multiply and add back to the original number. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, Jane spends $48.25 per month on transport. How much would she spend on transport in 3 years? Okay, so this one, it's per month, and they want to find the total spend in 3 years. So let me find the number of months in 3 years first. I will take 3 times 12. Okay, because 1 year we have 12 months. So we will get 36 months. So simply take 36 times the amount spent on transport each month. We will just take 36 times $48.25. Okay, key this into your calculator. Our answer will be $1,737. 1737. Okay, so let's move on to question 7. A piece of ribbon measures 38.2 meters long. It is cut into 2 pieces. The difference in length between the 2 pieces is 5.6 meters. What is the length of the shorter piece? So for this question, they gave us this ribbon is 38.2, is cut in 2 pieces, meaning the total of the 2 pieces is 38.2 meters. The difference between the two pieces is 5.6 meters. So for this, I will draw a model to represent the information that's provided. So I have a shorter piece and a longer piece. So my shorter piece, I will draw it shorter. The longer one, like that. Okay. So the difference between the two ribbons is 5.6. The total is given to be 38.2. So looking at this, you just take the total minus the extra, you will get 2 units. So 38.2 minus 5.6, we will get 32.6. 1 unit, okay, always find 1 unit. You just take 32.6 divided by 2. We will get 16.3. So the question is asking for the shorter piece, right? So it's simply 1 unit. So your answer will be 16.3 meters. Okay, let's move on. Mrs. Chin had $8,000 in her bank account. The bank paid her a 3% interest at the end of each year. She did not withdraw any money from her account. How much money was in her bank account at the end of 1 year? Okay, so for this, Mrs. Chin had originally $8,000. The bank paid her 3% interest, okay, at the end of each year. So the question wants us to find how much money at the end of 1 year, meaning she already received the interest. Okay, so for percentage question, right, the original amount, okay, in her bank is always 100%. So if the bank pay her 3%, the final percentage in her bank will be the 100 plus the 3% that she received as interest. So final, at the end of the year, she'll have 103% in the bank. Okay? So just now I already said the original amount, it's 8,000, which is the 100%. So for this, we will start off with 100% is $8,000. Okay, same like units, we can find 1%. Okay, like how we always find 1 unit. So 100% is $8,000. 1% will just be $8,000 divided by 100. We will get $80 for 1%. So remember, I want to find at the end of 1 year, which is 103%. So I will simply take 103 times $80. Okay, because 1% is $80, so 103 will be 103 times $80. We will get our answer, $8,240. Okay, so let's move on. Question 9. In the cinema, there are 280 people, 196 of them are adults. What percentage of the people in the cinema are children? So for this question, they gave us the total people, they gave us the number of adults. They want us to find the percentage of people in the cinema who are children. So we have to find how many children are there in the cinema first. Okay, so let me write down number of children. I'll take the total minus the number of adults, which is 196. We will get 84 children. All right, so if I want to find the percentage of people who are children, I have to take, okay, what we have to do, we have to take children out of the total times 100%. Okay, okay, this is just the formula here. Okay, the actual thing you can just write it as 84, which is the number of children, out of the total people of 280 times 100%. Okay, so this part is just a formula for you to get the percentage of people who are children. This is the actual one that you have to write. Okay, you key this into your calculator. Take note, when you key into your calculator, please do not key in the percentage sign. Okay, just key in 100. Okay, so 84 280 times 100, you key into your calculator, you will get 30. So the answer is 30%. Okay? All right, let's move on. Question 10. Jasmine bought two mattresses that cost $750 each. She had to pay 7% GST. How much did she pay for both the mattresses, including the 7% GST? Okay, so for Jasmine, she bought two of them. Each is $750. So for the total that she paid for two of them, two mattresses, it will be 2 times $750. Okay, so this will give us total is $1,500. Okay, this one, take note, is without GST. So if you want to pay including the GST, the 7% GST, right? So let me recap. The original price is always 100%. Okay? So if I want to pay 7% GST, the final percentage I have to pay is 100 plus 7%, meaning in the end I have to pay 107%. So original price is always 100. So let me write down 100% is 1,500 for two mattresses. Always find 1%. So I'll take 1,500 divide by 100. We will get $15. So I want to find including GST, right? Which is 107%. So let me write down 107%. It will be 107 times $15. We will get our answer, $1,605. Okay, so let me just highlight something here. So for this one, right, she said that she had to pay 7% GST. So this one, the total is 7% GST. It doesn't mean that one mattress is 7%, two mattresses is 14%. Okay, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so if we have found a total of two mattresses originally without GST, you just have to find the total after GST is 107%. Okay, please do not double count the GST. The GST is always 7% of the total. Okay, so this is how we solve question 10. So let me continue. Okay, question 11, it's a ratio question. Okay, so I will skip question 11. So with that, we will move on to question 12. Okay, in a shop, Mr. Jolly had 5,500 milk cartons for sale. Okay, part A, 45% of the milk cartons were strawberry milk. How many cartons of strawberry milk were there? Okay, it's for this question, part A, they give us the percentage that was strawberry milk. We have to find exactly in numbers how many cartons of the strawberry milk were there. So to find this, 45%, right? So how you write 45%, it'll be 45 out of 100. Okay, any percentage that they give you, you always just write it out of 100. Okay, so this is 45%. Okay, this one no need to write this top part. 45% of 5,500, correct? So the 45%, I've changed it to 45 out of 100. The of, remember, we will change it to a times of 5,500. Okay, so this is just what you need to write here. The first line only, I'm just showing you how I've derived this 45 out of 100 times 5,500. So you key this into your calculator. Okay, wait. So this part no need to write. This part is just for you to know how I derive. So this one you key into your calculator, you will get 2,475. Okay, so this is your answer for part A. You have 2,475 cartons of strawberry milk. So for part B, Mr. Jolly sold each carton of milk for $3. He collected $12,375. What percentage of milk cartons was sold? Okay, so each carton of milk is $3. The collection in total is 12,375. Okay, so let's find how many cartons of milk did he actually sell. So this one, number of cartons sold. You take the total amount collected, divide by the price for each carton. You can get the number of cartons sold. Okay, so you key this into your calculator, we will get 4,125 cartons, okay, he sold. So, but the question is asking what percentage of milk cartons were sold. So to find percentage of milk cartons sold, right? So this one is just the formula. I'm going to write it here. So it's sold out of the total times 100%. Okay, this is just the formula that we have to write down in order to get the answer. I've just write it down here. So we sold 4,125. Total is 5,500. You times 100%. Okay, key this in your calculator. Take note, do not type the percentage sign, okay? Key this in your calculator, you will get 75. So the answer is 75%. Okay, so the answer for part A is 2,475. For part B will be 75%. Okay? Okay. So once done with this, we can move on to question 13. Okay, the table below shows the number of books sold in a bookshop from Monday to Thursday. Okay, so you have Monday is 720, Tuesday is 240, Wednesday is 380, and Thursday is 560 books. Part A. What percentage of the books were sold on Tuesday? Give your answer rounded to 2 decimal places. So if you have to find what percentage of the books were sold on Tuesday, this one eventually the formula that we need to write down, right, to find the percentage of books that were sold on Tuesday is Tuesday out of the total times 100%. Okay, you see here the formula is always what you want out of the total if they're asking what percentage of the total. Okay, so for this first thing, right, you know Tuesday is 240, but we do not know the total books sold, so we have to find that first. So total books, okay, this is for part A. Let's all add all the numbers together. 720 plus 240 plus 380 plus 560. Okay, you add these four numbers together, we will get 1,900 books. Okay, so now we can use the formula already. So Tuesday is 240. Out of the total is 1,900 times 100%. Okay, they key this into your calculator, right? You will get a chain of numbers, okay? So for this, that's why they ask you to give your answer rounded to 2 decimal places. So if you want to round to 2 decimal places, you have to write down one more than what is required, which is 3 decimal places. So 3 decimal places will be 12.631 as per your calculator. If I round off to 2 decimal place, so this is my second decimal place, I have to look at the number after that, which is 1. Okay, 1 will be round down, meaning 3 will remain as 3. So my answer will be 12.63%. Okay, this is my answer for part A. Okay, so this one, take note. I need the space for part B now. So let me just write down the answer for part A. Here is 12.63%. Okay, let me get rid of the... Okay, now we do part B. Terry wanted to buy 15 books from the bookshop but was short of $54. In the end, he bought 13 books and had $34.60 left. Find the cost of one book. Okay, for this question, it is simply actually just two scenarios given. First scenario, he wanted to buy 15 books but short of $54. In the end, the second scenario is he bought 13 books but had $34.60 left. So actually, this is the shortage and surplus type of question. We will draw model. Okay, so for model, right, you know that for both scenario, Terry's money must be the same. So I will draw two same length to represent Terry's money. So the first scenario tells us that he wanted the 15 books, but short of $54. Okay, meaning he does not have enough for 15 books. Hence, I have to top up another $54, okay, in order to afford the 15 books. Okay, so the money that Terry have and at the $54 will be enough to buy 15 books. Okay. Second scenario, he actually bought 13 books and had $34.60 left, meaning the money he had, he still have money left. $34.60. Okay, so this money here is enough to buy the 13 books and still had $34.60 left, right? So now we look at the difference in for the books. From here all the way to the end, it's 15 books. From here to here is 13 books, meaning the difference from here to here, this part, wait, let me draw this slightly more accurate. Meaning from here to here, okay, you take 15 minus 13. We have 2 books. Okay, so from here to here will be the cost of 2 books. So how we find the cost of 2 books? It will simply be $34.60 plus $54. Okay, so let me write it down. $34.60 plus the $54. Okay, it will give us $88.60. Okay, so just need to find one book. We will just take $88.60 divide by 2. Our answer will be $44.30. Wait, sorry. Let me write this again. Okay, so the question is asking us for one book, so that there we have it, $44.30. So the answer for part B will be $44.30. Okay, so A is 12.63%, B is $44.30. Okay, with that, let's move on to the last question of this paper. Question 14. Sarah had some money in the piggy bank. On Monday, she took out 2/5 of the money to buy a present. She had $78 left and she put it back into the piggy bank. On Tuesday, she took out 3/8 of the money to buy some storybooks. She had $28.80 left and she put it back into the piggy bank. After that, she found that there was $246.30 in the piggy bank. How much money did she have in the piggy bank at first? All right, so for this question, right, you see she took out 2/5, okay, and had $78 left, meaning, right, she did not spend the entire 2/5. She had $78 left. Then she put it back into the piggy bank. Okay, so there's like a remainder. So on Tuesday, she took out 3/8 of the money from the piggy bank. Okay, so this is like 3/8 of the remainder. So I've mentioned a few times before, for questions like this that involve fraction of remainder, we have to draw model to solve the question. Okay, so for this, we will always start with the first fraction first, which is the original 2/5 of the money. So let's draw the total units, okay, will be 5, looking at the denominator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She took out 2/5 to buy a present, but take note, she did not spend the 2 units. She still had $78 left, meaning she actually spent less than the 2 units. So the 78, I have to put it here. Okay, because she did not spend the whole of the 2 units. She actually has $78 left. So the amount used for the present is only until here. So I'll label here as present. Okay, so she put this amount back into the piggy bank. So you can put this like, you can label it like your remaining. Okay, this is something like the remainder money. So you put this back into your piggy bank. So next, on Tuesday, she took out 3/8 of the money. So now, here, right, the total now is 8 units. Okay, this is your remainder in the piggy bank. So for this question, we have to draw a drop-down model for this part here. The total units will be 8 units. So let's draw 8 units. So she took out 3/8, right? Meaning 3 units. But take note, she did not spend the total 3 units. She had some money left as well. So it will be 3 units, but $28.80 lesser than 3 units. So this part here, okay, I will label, okay, I don't have space to label, so I'll just write it vertically, $28.80. Okay, this part here is the $28.80. Okay, or maybe I should represent it like that. Give me a moment. Okay, total is 8 units, right? But it's $28.80 less than 3 units. So this part here, okay, no space, I'll just write it outside. This part here is $28.80. So this part until the dotted line, okay, is the money that she spent on the books. Okay, then the question says she put it back into the piggy bank, meaning this $28.80 put back into the piggy bank. After that, she found out that there was $246.30 in the piggy bank, meaning from here all the way, the remaining money, it's her $246.30. Okay, so now we have to start solving from the bottom model first. All right, so this $246.30 are not equivalent, are not all equal units because there's this extra $28.80. So what we have to do is we have to minus, subtract this $28.80. We will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so first I will take $246.30. I subtract the $28.80. I will get $217.50. Okay, so like I mentioned, this amount here is equals to the 5 equal units here. So I will take $217.50 divided by 5 to find one of this. Okay, key this in your calculator, we will get $43.50. Okay, so in total, how many of these are there? There are 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, plus another 5 total. So I take $43.50 times 8 of them. We will get $348. So the whole thing here, this part, okay, let me use another color. This part here, the total remainder, this part here will be $348. Okay, so what do I have to do? So now I have to go to the top model already. So this $348, they are not equal units. There's this extra 78. Okay, and if I take away the 78, I'll be left with 1, 2, 3 units. So 3 units, I have to take $348. I subtract the extra $78 here. With that, I will get $270 for the 3 units. So we always have to find 1 unit. Okay, no space, I will continue here. 1 unit, I'll take $270 divided by 3. 1 unit is $90. So let me go back to the question to see what they're asking for. They're asking how much money did she have in the piggy bank at first, meaning the total at first. So it's simply 5 units you count. So it'll be 5 units will be 5 times $90. We will get our answer, $450. Okay, so that's the answer for question 14. So that's the end of this paper. Thank you.